worldwide ministry Elohei Kedem. The third temple will be built in Jerusalem in the next years. My name is Rabbi Yosef and welcome to this new video. Please subscribe to our channel in YouTube and ring the bell. In the times of Exodus, which story you can find it between Genesis and Deuteronomy, God orders the Israelites to construct a portable tabernacle which they used through the wilderness in the Sinai Peninsula. It was a place of worship. It was made in 1447 BC. The Tabernacle Tent contains the Ark of the Covenant in the holy place, the golden menorah, the altar of incense, and it was 47 feet long by 15 feet wide. The 12 tribes of Israel surround the tabernacle in order to worship God. This is a model of the tabernacle in scale, so you can see that everything for the holy festivities were made there. Everything inside, and only the priests will be inside. People will be always around, and everything else, and the manifestation of God will come over the tabernacle. Then, when the Israelites, the Jewish people, arrived in Jerusalem, Solomon made a temple in 1967 BC. This was bigger, more wider, and it has the convenience that people could go inside and see everything, and they could come outside. Still, the priests were everywhere and contained the worship. Solomon's temple was destroyed in 586 BC by the Babylon Empire. When Israel came from exile in 560 BC, they finished what they call the Second Temple during the time of Nehemiah. This temple was took by Herods the king, and it was amplified. You can see here the whole temple of Herods. What usually it was only the small temple of Salomon, it became a plateau where everything was integrated, and it was easier for everybody to worship in the way they wanted to worship. This temple took 46 years in construction, from 70 BC to 29 AD. You can see here the magnitude, the scale, where the new temple, the temple of God, was in where today is the big place where the people are. You can see here that what we know as the Western Wall is on one of the sides, a small side on the left side or west side of the temple. The temple was this place was almost like 25 football fields, and it was ready, and it could hold almost 250,000 people inside. Ancient synagogues and current church are made with the same idea. It's a place where you have the Ark of the Scrolls, the Table of Scrolls, the Bima, the columns, and mixed bed. Everything is the same thing as the tabernacle was at the beginning. What did Yahweh said in Jeremiah 31:34. Behold, days come, said Yahweh, in which I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. See, it's a new covenant. It's not that new covenant didn't came with Yeshua, the Messiah of Israel. That covenant will come at the end of days. It's important to know the difference between this covenant and the covenant that we have right now. The covenant that we have right now is a covenant with the Jewish people that has been through Yeshua. Some of the lost tribes of Israel were put together inside what is known Israel. So we are part of it, and we are part of that old covenant that was made through the Torah and through the laws of Moses. But it will come a time, and is very near, that a new covenant will be made. What's the idea of this covenant? See here. They invalidate my covenant even though I was a husband to them, Yahweh says, because they didn't keep the laws of Elohim. But this is the covenant I will make with the house of Israel after those days, says Yahweh. I will give my law in his or her mind and write it in his heart or her heart, and I will be unto them as God, and they shall be unto me as people. It's important because nothing of this has happened today. We still don't have the law in our mind or in our heart. We still don't have it. We have to learn about it. We have to take the law. We have to take the whole Bible and keep on reading. It's not here. It's not in our heart. It's not in our minds. And he will no longer teach his neighbor. That means us. We are no longer be able to teach anybody because everybody will know Yahweh, for they shall all know me, from the smallest to them to the greatest. That means everybody will have the law inside of their hearts and in their minds. Because then I will forgive your weakness and I will remember no more of your things. In the golden here in this building, Muslim building, you are going to see that this is the place where they're going to build the new temple. In Amos 9:11-15 says, by the sword shall all the sinners of my people die. Those who say the calamity will not overtake or confront us, they are wrong. In that day I will raise up David's fallen sukkah. That means the tabernacle. I will raise up the tabernacle. I will restore its breaches, raise up its ruins, and rebuild it as the days of old. So they may possess the remnant of Edom and all the nations called by my name. It's important. At the end of days, all the nations will be called by my name. It's a declaration of Adonai, the one who will do this. Behold, days are soon coming. It is a declaration of Adonai when the plowman will overtake the reaper and the one treading grapes, the one sowing seed. The mountains will drip sweet wine and all the hills will melt over. I will restore, yes, I will restore the captivity of my people Israel. They will rebuild the desolate cities and dwell in them. They are doing this now, because in 1948, the state of Israel began again. And this time it says I will plant them on their land, and they will never, remember, never again be plucked out of their land that I have given to them. Adonai your God has said it. In Isaiah 66, that's the last part of the book, it says, from 10 to 25. And as the children of Israel bring their offerings and pure utensils to the house of Yahweh, so from all the nations they will bring your brethren in horses, in chariots, in bunk beds, in mules, in dromedaries to my holy mountain Israel. They are not going to New York, they are not going to London, they are not going to Paris, they are coming to the Mount of Jerusalem. It will be an offering to Yahweh. Yahweh says, and among them I will choose priests and Levites, says Yahweh. For just as the new heavens and the new earth which I will make, it will remain before me, says Yahweh. This will keep your lineage and your name. And the name of the Jews and the name of Israel will be kept. It's important because it continues saying, it will happen that from novilunion to novilunion and from Shabbat to Shabbat, that every creature will come to prostrate before me, says Yahweh, and they shall go forth and look at the corpses of the men who rebel against me. That means the people who don't accept Torah, who don't practice Torah, who don't love the land of Israel and Jewish people, these people, his worm shall not die, neither shall his fire be extinguished, and it shall be the horror of all mortals. Very soon, like in Isaiah 26:12, Adonai, you will establish shalom for us and for our works. And this is right now being established. It's being fulfilled, the prophecy, because Trump, Netanyahu, and some of the Arab countries around him are now making and establishing shalom, peace between them. Then the construction of the temple will begin. That means in the next years, the construction of the temple will be placed in the same place where it was originally the Temple of Solomon. Thank you for hearing this video. Subscribe to our channel, Worldwide Ministry Elohei Kedem, and YouTube. Thank you so much. Shalom.